25% deal is no longer on. Talking about that, talking about 25 to 30% deals. What meat should I buy to put on the barbecue on Saturday? But that's a different question. Jaedong, meanwhile, just going to get pushed back from the center position. Does have Carapace 2 and weapons 1 upgrades on his Hydras and Lurkers. Well, I mean, sorry, weapons. Carapace 2 upgrades on everything. All of his Grand Force weapons 1 upgrades on Hydras and Lurkers. Meanwhile, one single vulture at the 3 o'clock position. Should have killed that drone, man. But just going to peter at that hatchery. Probably not going to deny it unless he gets some more forces in there. Maybe some more vultures. Go there, be annoying, plant some mines on the ramp. Jaedong getting a few mutas out there, working on Carapace as well. Still only southern bases, so not best of positions. Unfortunately, no turrets out there. These tanks are open field. Unsiege the tanks! Oh no! Oh my god, this is bad. 4 tanks go down to radiate. More tanks way out in the open. These mutas are having a field day. Turrets not even managing to come up. That's 6 tanks being killed there completely in the open. C leaving defenses. Should have had turrets in there, but oh man, these mutas are going to have a field day here. Medic Green's desperate trying to get in position, and C desperate trying to get some more tanks in there, but these mutalisks, nice tech switch here from Jaedong, absolutely catching C off guard. C thought, hey, I'm safe. He's going to continue pushing into me with ground forces, but no. Jaedong is not always as stubborn as, say, Effort. I'm not saying Effort's a bad player, but he is occasionally stubborn, sticks to the same thing, knows it is tried and true. He's won with that before. He doesn't always feel the need to switch up or do different things. He's won with it before, so understandable why he sometimes kind of just sticks to his own thing, kind of go out there, sacrifice as many forces as possible. Simo will try and desperately clear up some of the position here at the high ground, the low left-hand position, as he's going to try to expand towards the 12, but Mutalisks way on top of that. Lurkers and Hydras are going to go in there. Seminole has a bulk of his forces at the 6 o'clock position. Lucas is going to try to take on that 6 o'clock, while his Natural Expo going to get threatened significantly. Has a few siege tanks on the ramp just to be trying to get those sieged up. SCVs coming off the line. Mutas, only a few mutas in there, might go down before they take out the tanks. A lot of vultures, a few medic marines here at the 6 o'clock position. A couple mutas still in there picking at those tanks. SCVs trying to repair them. Seminole gonna try to get this counterattack to do something, but I'm not quite sure if he's going to be too successful. Hydras and Mutalisks, meanwhile, penetrating up his ramp, and it's looking like he's in trouble. Has a Lurkers, and there's losing all of his forces at the 6 o'clock and taking a significant amount of damage himself. But Jaedong's attack ultimately is somewhat successful. I don't think he's going to be able to take out that hatchery. I think it's going to get flooded before it becomes too big of a danger. So C is the very least going to be able to hold this. And meanwhile, he's also put up a decent defensive ring for his 9 o'clock positions. But a lot of SCVs went down in that attack. So that's natural expansion, not mining for a while. And he's not really doesn't really have many resources at his main at this point. But the release has a lot of mines to help defend that 9, but I'm just thinking that there's going to be a lot of sacrificial zerglings to run towards that as soon as Jeadong gets those out there. Doesn't seem like he has quite enough forces to go out there really quickly. Gonna go for Defiler Man and Greater Spire, so it looks like he's going to do something maybe late on akin to what Effort did go for Guardians. They can be very effective because a lot of area to abuse. Very good for defense of the 3 o'clock position for Jeadong, who has that up at this point, up in mining. So very good for defense in that position. And he only has a few mutas in there, so I'm thinking he might use them sparingly, unless he's going to go for heavy mutas still. Also very good for attacking the 12 o'clock, the 12 o'clock position of C's, the natural expansion of C's especially. And we're going to see how what he does exactly, because he has this extremely big biomech build. Not too many medic marines. Gonna go here towards the natural, force all the drones off the line. Jeadong way on top of that, gonna be able to kill these vultures. Didn't get his drones yet, right back to mining, so that's a 5-second delay. That's not too bad. So meanwhile, just this interesting biomech build from C, going very significantly heavy on the vultures. Have some tanks out there. Has Goliaths coming out there as well, so he's spotted the Greater Spire. At least I assume that's the case. Has weapons 2 weapons 2 upgrade and armor 1 upgrade, and does look like C's just gonna kind of do a light did and transition fully into mech at this point. I just hope for his sake he keeps up vultures, keeps up putting those mines down. They had at least a deterrent, if not much else. Hydra's, just kind of firing through that. Meanwhile, now the upper right-hand position going to be put up, but there's an SCV there that wants it for itself. Some Vultures, and I think even Goliath's running. Yeah, it's Vultures in there, just going to be able to maybe cancel that. There is an Overlord kind of flying on top of it, but doesn't look like he has anything to drop on top and take care of that position. Meanwhile, Siege is kind of fully consolidating his defenses at 9 o'clock, and also I think still trying to pick up the Trollcock position for himself. And at this point, I think he might want to hustle on that. 3 gas and main and natural not mining anymore. Really not, not the best of position. Jeadong might really not be mining much from his main either, and not too much from his natural, but still has 3 base, has that double gas, which keeping him in this. Gonna have has the followers out there at this point, which are gonna be such an annoyance once C wants to go for a tech. So if he goes for a tech, he has to pretty much split up, try to split the attention. Has weapon 3, so he's working on that full tech Terran army. Weapon 3 upgrades. Really just get those siege tanks up with the upgrades, and they just rip through Hydras like hot knife through butter. They just rip through them, make the Hydra army completely worthless. Unfortunately, okay, he might be caught in the pincer here. Hydra's coming in from both sides, and a lot of tanks, and they're not sieged at this moment. And he's just going to be forced to sacrifice them all. Jaedong way on top here in this game, just on top of all things. C trying to go for some attacks, denying that upper right hand, but sacrificed a huge amount of tanks and a huge amount of everything, pretty much a huge amount of his forces to that. Now, meanwhile, a bunch of Hydras and Defallers going to go in there, plant some Dark Swarms on top of this. Is going to be another Dark Swarm. Hydra's coming in close, just out of the range of the mines. Inside 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock position, I'm sorry, being put down by Jeadong. Vultures there on top of it, so he's trying to deny that. And some mine drafts coming in close to the tank. Some of these Hydras running, of course, trying to drag some mines in those tanks. Armor 2 upgrades at this point. Fully teched Terran army against the Zerg. Even if the Zerg is fully upgraded, that fully upgraded tech army is very scary. But the thing is that you have to have an army. You actually have to have a bunch of tanks, Vultures, and Goliaths out there to support everything. Vultures at this point can go out there and in a large enough number can actually go toe-to-toe with Hydras, so that's a big help. At this point, Zerglings, as long as you know what you're doing, aren't too bad either. But the followers out there still as annoying as ever. Should be seeing some plagues coming on top because a huge number of tanks. It kind of, like a Protoss sees a huge clump of tanks like, stasis target, yum. And the Defouler sees, gonna throw the plague on it. Not even the bubonic one, my own personal flavor. It's red. It's for love. Or not really, though. But, yeah, Jeadong's just kind of milling around across the map and really just keeping control, making sure that C really can't expand, making sure that upper right position is not C's property. That's important. A double gas would help C pretty much get all of his losses that he might have taken. Will make sure that C can just replenish those easily. See at this point, 3 mining base still has some mining inside 9 o'clock position, which is, only has 2 fully functional gas mining bases. His main natural probably a little bit depleted at this point. Jeadong meanwhile has run out his main natural and 6. Lower left hand still doing some good stuff for him. The 3 o'clock position is both doing some good stuff for him, and he's also getting the upper right hand position ready to go. I think I'm not quite sure whether he has a drone there putting in a hatchet, but he hasn't forced it there, so at least he's denying it. Oh, there we go. Irradiating one single Hydra. Jeadong have a little bit of Hydra getting out of the group. Does look like there's going to be an command center to be built here at the Trollcock position, but Jeadong trying to penetrate this. Defender Magic on that tank kept it alive for a little bit longer, so a few more shots going to come off. Dark Swarm coming in significantly close, and the Hydra is just trying to power through, but the siege tanks, huge amount of firepower. As a Zerg player, you generally never want to allow a Terran player to get to that 3-3, but still C doesn't have the best of armies, so Jeadong I think is definitely still in this, has the superior economy. Make sure to deny the upper right hand and he'll stay in this just fine. Just as the game goes into late game, that fully sieged Terran army really becomes annoying. I think the Overlord actually had a few Zergling bombs, but didn't manage too much. Some mining started at the upper right hand for Jeadong, but our Vultures go in there, kind of snuff that out, shut that down, make sure that doesn't happen. And those almost fully upgraded Terran army at this point, weapons 3, armor 2, and huge siege tanks in a huge number can do a significant amount of damage. Drones coming off the line, just to start saturating some more for Jeadong. because he had kind of useless drones, and his natural, his main is 6 o'clock, and not doing much at all for him. So might want to oversaturate some of his stuff. Why not just get his economy as strong as possible so he can kind of get that going. Up right in position, should be able to save actually. Or actually maybe not. So Hydra's trying to move towards there, but Siege Tank's way on top of that. On top of that high ground. So Vultures, if left alone, will eventually get the job done. And this upper right hand, the double gas would be a significant lifeline for C to just power through in this game. SCV just going to go in there. Oh, hi, guys. I was going to build a command center in your base. I think he actually has command center built at the troll car position. Just has to kind of float that off as soon as all like creep has gone away. But he's definitely keeping hold of this position here. Polaris Rhapsody looks very friendly for its turn to try to go for this build. Still keeping some Sciences out there, keeping a lot of siege tanks. And siege tanks, even despite Dark Swarm, really do a heavy amount of damage. That splash so critical. And plagues are effective against them, but the thing is you have to actually get the plague to the tank. And plague's worthless if you can't actually do much with it. So supply depot actually also going to be put down to block off that upper right hand. So he's kind of getting ready to make it his own property. It wasn't overboard, maybe dropping something on top of it. So we're going to see what actually that's going to accomplish much or not. Ooh, wow, we're idiots on the overlords at this point. Just trying to add huge couples overlords, trying to damage them all. And might even put a slight supply cap on Jaedong. Not too sure. I was actually losing a lot of force all over the place. And Siege just slowly waiting for the upper right hand to go down. Jeadong going to go for a few attacks here again. Did get a plague off, but only hitting a few vultures. Not the best of plagues. I really like how C has his entire force kind of split across. So even if a plague hit, it wouldn't hit his entire target. And unfortunately for Jeadong, C's getting a significant number of tanks at this point. This is the kind of tanks. This is the kind of number of tanks that can just run around and rip through everything. And he also has a very nice defendable position at the 9 o'clock. A lot of tanks, a lot of mines, and just kind of holding himself, holding the upper right-hand position, which is basically what he wants. And if that double gas kicks in, I'm not quite sure whether Jeadong is actually going to have this match. I thought he was in a better position than he actually looks, but just he hasn't managed to out-expand C as he would have wanted. Didn't manage to deny some of the bases. He went for that quick attack at that natural, would unfortunately never actually managed to take down the natural, just took it down a lot of the SCVs, and at that point, the heavy SCV damage compared to how many forces he lost wasn't really as good for him as he had hoped. It looks like he's loading up a lot of overlords, maybe to go for an attack at the upper right-hand position, hoping to kind of catch him in the open there. Might get irradiated, so has to be careful. Has a lot of mutalisks coming in here, a lot of Goliaths there to make sure that doesn't happen. A lot of siege tanks. There's the mutalisks. Will kind of, be able to take that out if possible. Jeadong kind of hoping to repeat what he had done a little bit early in the game. And he has that greater spar out there, but he never really utilized it. Didn't see a single Guardian this entire game, so I'm actually surprised about that a little bit. Tanks gonna go out there, my god! Oh, Jeadong desperately trying to kind of pull through this, but defensive matrixes all over the place. Mutalisks also gonna fly on top, try to do as much damage as possible. But is this gonna be enough? Some more Hydras bringing in from behind. He's trying to clear up this entire position, but C has layer upon layer of defenses here. Even if his tanks here at the front get taken down, he has more tanks here coming in from the back. Loses all of his science vessels, but there are really no lurkers out there, so not gonna do too much. And even the tanks at the front hold. Siege is gonna back them up with some more siege tanks at the back, and he's just gonna hold this entire position. That is amazing. Vultures coming out there now. Now it just looks like Jaedong just does not have enough forces to go get out there. Just can't reinforce. He's lost a lot of these forces trying to go for attacks, for critical junctures. But unfortunately, all the attacks never really did the damage he wanted to do with it. At all times, never really did the damage he wanted. He went in there, picked off some forces, picked off some SCVs. Yeah, but never got the damage done. And so he's forced to GG as C takes the first win. So arguably a couple upsets in the first sets. Arguably possible upsets in a round of 8 here. I mean, really, if C beats Bisu, and he's beaten Bisu, now if he beats Jeadong, he really just going to propel himself forward here. And then if he beats Flash, if, say, he would meet him in the finals, who I'd definitely say he's one of the dudes out there capable of doing so, he would pretty much have a really big season of upsets here, but we're going to see how it goes. GG guys, Ratchet up for listening. Hope you enjoyed. That was one loopy commentary, but I think it was fun. Good game and all that. See you soon enough.